Alright, so it has been a while, guys. I apologize. I am sorry for the delay. But anyways, we are back with some Pokemon. I did say I was going to record some videos, and we are back. It's been a long while, but I have been playing some Draft League lately. This is the IPA. This is Minior League Season 3, I believe. Maybe Season 2. And this is week number 6, I believe. This was a few weeks back, so I don't really remember exactly everything. However, I will lay down the situation for you guys. This is week 6, and I am currently second in my division, right behind Clefairys over here, who is actually in first. He's one win ahead of me, with I believe three differential ahead of me. So this is a very important match. If he wins, he is likely to win the division. So I would have to make playoffs, I would have to win the wild card spot, which is not a reliable way to make playoffs. So this is a super important match. Even if I win this match, I would be ahead if I win 2-0 or more. And Clefairys would still have a great shot at making playoffs because we would be on the same record. And it's more likely for him to make wild card, if he has an extra win than if I were to lose this match. So this is a really important match on my side, also on Clefairys' side, because like I said, if he wins this match, he's likely to win the division, and if you win the division, you automatically make playoffs. So it's a very important match for both of us, and this is just a huge match. Now, before I get any further into this, this is going to be an analysis sort of match. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, Mega Mogwai, he actually kind of analyzed his games as he was playing. Now, obviously, this is a post-com match. You can tell this says play right here. This is a post-com match, so it's not live com like how Mega Mogwai used to do. However, I was actually watching Mega Mogwai's videos a while back, and I think that analyzing the game part is just so important. So I actually want to try and analyze this game as the game goes on to identify any mistakes I may have made, any mistakes my opponent may have made, and hopefully that can teach me a thing or two. I do analyze most of my matches after they are played, like a day or two after, but I don't go deep into analyzing them, which is what I'm going to do this game right now, as in a post-com I'm going. Now, of course, post-coms, they are like hindsight 50-50, in hindsight you can say, oh, I should have done this, but while you're playing the match, you don't really know, because you don't know your opponent's sets, and you don't know how your sets work against your opponent's sets, etc. So it is a little bit different to analyze a game post after the match has happened already. So it's going to be a little bit different in that regards, but I do think this can teach me a thing or two, and it can hopefully teach you a thing or two, which is my main point. I don't know if point's really the word, but the main reason, that's right, the main reason why I'm even doing this. Because as you guys know, I haven't recorded Pokemon for a while because I just haven't really felt up to recording Pokemon. I haven't really enjoyed recording Pokemon, but let's see how this goes, recording and analyzing a game. I feel like it would be a lot of fun. But anyways, so my team and Clefairys' team. Now, as you can see, there's a bit of a tier gap between our teams. Clefairys has 6 threats, and I have 6 pokes. I have 6 Pokemon, and Clefairys has 6 threats. So I just want to go over a few things on my team that I did not bring to this match. I did have a Mega Pinsir, I did have a Tangrowth, and what else did I even have? I don't even know. I think those are like most of the threats that I had that I didn't bring. Mega Pinsir, Tangrowth. I'm trying to think what else. I had a Crocodile. Well, I have a Crocodile. Mega Pinsir, Tangrowth, Crocodile. What else? I believe I have a Dusknoir, but that's not really a threat. I believe those are most of the threats that I didn't bring to this match. So I feel like there's another Pokemon that I'm missing, but I feel like there is, but I think I may have had a Darmanitan, but I may have dropped it at this point. I feel like I dropped it. I don't think I had Darmanitan at this point. But yeah, that's my team. So as you can see, I'm obviously not bringing the Mega Pinsir. I'm not bringing the Tangrowth either. Though they both do have nice matchups. Mega Pinsir does really well, but he has a Rotom Wash and a Zapdos, which both resist Mega Pinsir's flying type stab. And I do have Stone Edge for the Zapdos, but I just didn't feel like bringing Mega Pinsir to this matchup because he has a lot of Pokemon that can potentially deal with. Oh, I just burned. Potentially deal with it. Tangrowth, again, I could have brought it, but I just couldn't find room for it on this team. So with the Pokemon that I did not bring to this matchup, let's talk about the Pokemon I did bring. So my team consists of a Magneton, which also I forgot to mention this. This is our rematch, my rematch with Clefairys. We did play one time before where I won, I believe 2-0, possibly 3-0. And that match, Mega Pinsir ended up cleaning him up, like sweeping him, due to his Mawile missing a move. I want to say it missed a move, or maybe... I believe Mega Pinsir won because of something that, you know, should not have happened. I think maybe I crit or something. Something happened where Mega Pinsir just swept. So that's what happened. So I expect him to prep more so for the Mega Pinsir. But yeah, so I did bring this Magneton last time we played, but I didn't really get to use it because, like I said, Mega Pinsir did end up sweeping or cleaning him up. So this Magneton is the exact same set I brought last time. It is a sub Electrium Z Thunder, with Sub, Thunder, Flash Cannon, and Toxic. Toxic for the Cresselia. As you guys can tell, I prepped a lot for Cresselia because Cresselia, I do have a Crocodile, but that's my only way of hitting it super effectively, and Cresselia learns a lot of moves to hit Crocodile. So Crocodile isn't a reliable way to deal with Cresselia, and also Crocodile doesn't have the greatest matchup against his team. He has a Hydreigon, which switches into Crocodile basically every time, and you know, it does do decently well against, you know, these two. Does alright, you know, can knock off some items and stuff, but I didn't feel like Crocodile was, you know, too important in this matchup this go around. So that's my Magneton. The Magneton is it's to trap the Mawile and kill it with a Electrium Z Thunder, which kills it 100% of the time. I believe I'm modest. Kills it 100% of the time unless he puts a ton of Spadef investments. So, and that's really not likely. I mean, Mawile is usually max HP, max attack, and this guarantee OHKOs that set. I'm running Sub in case he gets up to like +4 or something, and a Sucker Punch would kill me if he's at I think at +2 a Sucker Punch kills. So I do have Sub for that situation, and that is the Magneton. Now the Wobbuffet, it is a, you know, standard Wobbuffet, but I'm not running leftovers. I'm actually running Custap Berry. Now Custap Berry is unreleased. It's not legal in normal play. However, it is legal in league play. In this league, at least, it is legal because, you know, it's I want to say skill based, but Pokemon's not really too skill based. But, you know, we allow the most skill. I don't know what the word is, but like we allow the most opportunity for skill to decide a match. So Custap is there. It's also been 7 minutes and I haven't even started the battle. But anyways, next up I have Life Orb Storm. Also, in case you're wondering what the Wobbuffet's moves are, it's standard Wobbuffet, it's Counter, Encore, Mirror Coat, and Destiny Bond. Now for the Starmie, it is a Life Orb Starmie, Recover, Toxic, Psychic, and Ice Beam. I feel like that coverage hits his team really well. I don't need anything for the Mawile because I don't plan on staying in on the Mawile since it does have Sucker Punch and it also gets Pursuits. But yeah, so that's the Starmie. Next up, Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku is Bay and it is running Recover, Soak, Toxic, and I believe, I don't remember what the last move is. Soak, Recover, Toxic, and I don't remember what the last move is. I don't think I ended up using it either way. I want to say it was Gastro Acid or something like that, because I want to say it's Gastro Acid. Maybe it was Curse. It was one of these moves because, you know, the last move, it's not really too important anyways. I believe it was Gastro Acid though, so I can soak Gastro Acid the Mawile. But anyways, it's unaware. Also, Starmie's Analytic. It's unaware, so I can take hits from a +2 Mawile and soak and then recover up on the Mawile. So that's my Pyukumuku. Next up, Latias. It's leftovers. Also, Pyukumuku is leftovers. Leftovers Latias with Roost. Or was it Recover? I don't know. Either way, Recovery, Defog, Ice Beam, and Toxic. I feel like this set does really well against the team. It is completely walled by Mawile, though. I do have a lot of Pokemon walled by Mawile on this team. But like I said, my way to check the Mawile, if Mawile gets a kill, basically I just go into Magneton and revenge the Mawile. So that's why I kind of didn't really put ways to deal with Mawile on a lot of my pokes, because I could just sack that poke and then go into Magneton and revenge kill it. Last time we played, like I said, I didn't get to show off my Magneton. I only showed off Electrium Z, so he doesn't know I do have Sub. So that's kind of the main reason why I'm not too afraid of Mawile. Because Sub isn't really a move that you really prep for a lot of time on too many pokes, you know. Anyways, like I was saying, Latias, it does get walled by a lot of things on his team, but it destroys the rest of his team. It doesn't destroy Hydreigon because Hydreigon just kills us with Dark Pulse. Well, it doesn't kill, but it almost kills with Dark Pulse. We can Ice Beam it, but it doesn't do too much. But anyways, like I said, it does really well against the rest of his team. We can Toxic everything except Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen would just Ice Beam it. That's the Latias. Next up, Sylveon. It is a defensive with, I believe, Calm nature. It might be bold, but I think I was Calm, so I can switch into the Hydreigon. This is my Hydreigon answer. My Hydreigon check is Sylveon. It's not a very good check, but it's not like Hydreigon has many answers anyway. Hydreigon could have Z Iron Tail, which is what I'm expecting. So I do have Protect, I have Wish, Baton Pass, and Hyper Voice. I was thinking Calm Mind, but honestly, Calm Mind is just too risky with Nidoqueen around. But I do have a Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet's main objective in this matchup is to trap the Nidoqueen. Magneton's main objective is to trap the Mawile. And Starmie's main objective is to clean late game. Pikachu is just to be annoying. Latias is to toxic a lot of things. And Sylveon is just here to pivot around. So that's the prep behind this team that I brought, and it's been a very long time. It's probably going to be a long battle, but it's an analyzing battle. So yeah, that's my team. And so looking at this team matchup, he ended up not bringing his Conkeldurr, he ended up not bringing his Alakazam, and I believe those were the two main threats he didn't bring to this matchup. Those are very scary pokes, but I think he had an Audino also. Yeah, I think he had an Audino also, but Audino's not really a big threat against my team. It could be annoying with Toxic, but not really a big threat against his team. But anyways, like I was saying, he didn't bring those two Pokemon. My Pikachu was for the Conkeldurr, and it's also for the Alakazam. I ran a kind of mixed spread on this, like max defense, but a calm nature, so that I can switch into attacks on any side, and I'm unaware. So unless something has Taunt or Sub, then Pikachu basically walls them. So that's the team, and looking at the team he brought, he didn't bring those two threats. He brought the Mawile, of course, and I just slapped my mic. Sorry about that. He's bringing the Cresselia, so I need to get a Toxic off on that, and it's looking like my lead, the safest lead against his team, is going to be either Latias or Sylveon. Sylveon is probably the safest lead, because if he leads with Nidoqueen, I can just swap out into my Wobbuffet. There's no way, he's trapped, he can't swap out, and then I can basically revenge kill it. If I lead with Latias, then I do really well against his team unless he leads with the Mawile or the Hydreigon. So those are my leads. I believe I end up leading off with Sylveon. Let's see, he leads Hydreigon, and I lead off with my Sylveon. Yes, he leads Hydreigon, and my answer to Hydreigon is my Sylveon. So I'm obviously going to stay in here. I'm just going to click Hyper Voice in case he wants to slap me with a Z Iron Tail. I can just take out his Hydreigon turn 1. I just stuttered there bad, but yeah, so I click Hyper Voice, I believe. No, I click Baton Pass. That's an oops. Okay, I click Baton Pass. Already messing up. So I believe the play there was to click Hyper Voice, because even if he went out to Nidoqueen, like I said, even if he goes out to Mawile, it takes damage, and then I can just go into my Wobbuffet, or I can sack something if he goes Mawile and then go Magneton. So I believe Hyper Voice was a better play, so I think that was a misplay on my part. But anyways, I'm already messing up, and it's turn 1. I click Baton Pass, potentially to gain momentum. I can see that. So gain momentum, I go out into my Latias here, and I can click Toxic on this Rotom Wash. He doesn't know what kind of Latias I am. I believe that's what I do. Yeah, I go into my Latias, and I click Toxic. He doesn't know what kind of Latias I am. He's most likely just going to stay in, as he does. I could have expected a swap out into the Cresselia, but I'm glad he stayed in, and now we are tricked. He tricked us a Choice Scarf. So this makes my Latias not as useful, since his Mawile can just come in and set up. But like I said, I'm not too afraid of Mawile setting up on me, since I do have the Magneton. We are Scarf though, so we can outspeed his Hydreigon unless it's Scarf. We can outspeed his Zapdos unless it's Scarf. We can outspeed a lot of things on his team now. So this is potentially a late game cleanup with Ice Beam. Potentially, that's what I'm thinking at this point. Anyways, I believe I swap out, or do I stay in? Yeah, swap out into Sylveon. So I believe this is the play, as he just clicks Volt Switch, since we were Scarfed into Toxic, or if we weren't Scarfed into Toxic, then there's not really much I can do, since I just have Ice Beam as my offensive move, and I don't really need to reveal that just yet. But anyways, go out to Sylveon, I take the Volt Switch. He goes out to his Zapdos, which is kind of making me think, okay, maybe he's Sub? I'm not really sure what the Zapdos wants to do to my Sylveon, but anyways, I can just go out to my Latias to scout, since I don't need Latias anymore. It's Scarfed. It's not really going to be too important. He goes for the Discharge. Thankfully, does not get the Parrot. And now that I see the Discharge, I don't really want to stay in. But I can just click Ice Beam, because it's going to do a lot of damage, and I can find out his spread. As he goes out to the Rotom Wash, which is apparently his answer to the Latias, I get to just go back out into the Sylveon. I don't need to stay in. The Volt Switch is very obvious, as he does go for the Volt Switch. But like I said, there's really no reason to stay in. He's going to go back out to the Zapdos, and at this point, I just want to click Hyper Voice. I don't want to risk my Latias getting Parrot. Oh, actually, I click Protect to stall out his discharges. I don't want to risk my Latias getting paralyzed. Like I said, Latias isn't too useful, but there's really no reason to let my Latias get paralyzed for no reason when I can just stay in here. And I click Hyper Voice, and it does 40%, which shows me that he is not specially defensive. He's most likely max HP, max defense. Potentially for the Mega Pinsir, because at Mega Pinsir at +2, Stone Edge does OHKO Zapdos, and we don't see leftovers, so it makes me think, okay, he probably prepped for the Mega Pinsir, and he's likely to be running, what's that berry? The berry that resists rock moves. I don't remember the berry's name, but yeah, he's likely to be running that berry. Now, after a little bit of battling there, I decide to Baton Pass into my Starmie, because my Starmie's Life Orb and an Ice Beam does, now that we know that he's max HP, max defense, most likely, well, we know he has no Split F and he's likely max HP. Starmie's guaranteed outspeed also, we saw him switch up moves. That an Ice Beam, Life Orb Ice Beam does 60% minimum. So odds are I'm going to kill him right here. And if I don't kill him, then I just go Latias and I kill him there. Or I can go Magneton, or, you know, there's a lot of things I can do. So odds are this Zapdos is going to go down right now, and he's probably not even going to risk it. But I just click Ice Beam here just to be safe. If he goes out to Cresselia, I can Toxic it there. If he goes out to Rotom Wash, I need to gauge the damage, and I have switched into Rotom Wash either way. So I just go out into my Starmie and I click Ice Beam. As he does swap out to the Rotom Wash on the Analytic boosted, Life Orb boosted Ice Beam. It does 24. The Psychic does, I believe, 40% since it's not Analytic boosted. So I'm going to swap out into my Sylveon, I want to say. No, I go out to my Latias. So he's going to Volt Switch out, which is a good play on his part. But Latias is likely my best play. He's going to go out to his Hydreigon now. I believe I do not stay in here. There's no reason to sack my Latias here. I can just go out into my Sylveon. He's likely to not over-predict because he's seen me kind of risk my Latias. You know, I risked it on the Zapdos discharge. So he sees that I probably don't want to keep my Latias. So he's going to click Dark Pulse. As I go out into my Pyukumuku, actually, he doubles here into his Rotom Wash, which is a great play on his part. However, I believe, and you know, this is hindsight looking at it, you know, this is hindsight now. In hindsight, I think he should have stayed in there and just clicked the Dark Pulse. I believe that was a misplay on his part because, as you guys will see soon enough, he does have Taunt on his Hydreigon. I was assuming this is a Z Iron Tail set, but I didn't even think of Taunt because I thought, you know, he needs Head Smash for my Pinsir, he needs Dark Pulse for my Latias, he needs Iron Tail for my Sylveon, and probably Roost, something like that, you know, so we can deal with my Wobbuffet, but I was not thinking Taunt. Taunt was like the last thing on my mind. So I got to my Pyukumuku as he goes into his Rotom Wash. Now this isn't terrible for me. I'm just going to click Soak, expecting him to Volt Switch out into likely the Mawile. So I click Soak here. As you guys will see, he stays in and clicks Will-O-Wisp. So that's, you know, I'm really fine with that since Will-O-Wisp only does 6% this gen, not 12%. And his Rotom Wash is getting whittled down, so I'm not really afraid of him staying in. I'm just going to double Soak here because if he goes out into the Mawile, I want to be able to Toxic that thing. As he goes out to the Hydreigon, now here is where I click Recover as he reveals the Taunt. Now, like I said, I was not expecting the Taunt. I probably should have just went out into Sylveon, but I wanted to scout what he was going to do since I haven't seen anything from the Hydreigon yet. So he taunts. Now this is a terrible position for me because now this Hydreigon beats my Wobbuffet, it beats my Pyukumuku, it doesn't beat Sylveon unless it's weakened, it doesn't beat my Latias as long as you can get some damage off on him. It could potentially beat my Magneton since he's faster and if he carries Earth Power. It cannot beat my Starmie though, but I can't OHKO him with Starmie. I need him to be at around, I believe, 70%, somewhere around there to be able to OHKO with Ice Beam. So I'm going to swap back to my Sylveon. And I'm about to sneeze, so let me mute my mic really. Actually, no, I think I'm fine. All right, that was false alarm. I got Sylveon. I'm going to click Protect on this turn. I believe I click Protect. Yeah, I click Protect, expecting the Z Iron Tail since it's not stat anyway. And I just wanted him to waste the Z Iron Tail. And I didn't want to risk my Magneton. I didn't want to risk my Pyukumuku either. So I just stayed in to click Protect. I believe it was my safest play. Yeah, I believe that was my safest play. So I click Protect. In hindsight, I probably should have just swapped out to Pyukumuku. But I'm actually glad I didn't, since it turns out he's not Z Iron Tail. Actually, he might be, but he hasn't shown it yet. So I'm just going to stay in and click Hyper Voice now. I believe I click Hyper Voice. Do I, or do I just wish? No, actually, Baton Pass. Okay, Baton Pass. That's actually... Yeah, I think Baton Pass was the best play there, expecting a U-turn, because now I go out into my Starmie, and now I get a kill unless he goes Mawile. So I just click Ice Beam. Since his Rotom's at about 50, it's going to die to a Ice Beam plus a Psychic, which is what he does. Like I said, if he goes Cresselia, I just Toxic. So there's the Ice Beam into Psychic, which finally kills a Pokemon. Like, wow. Turn 22, and we just got the first feint. Now, I believe his best play here is to go out into the Mega Mawile and kind of, threaten me out with either a Sucker Punch or keep me in with a Pursuit, something like that. I go out to my Pyukumuku. He doesn't reveal any moves. He just goes straight out into the Zapdos. Now, here is a tough decision on my part. I can either Soak, I can Toxic, I can Recover. There's a lot of things I can do, or I could just swap straight out to Sylveon. There's a lot of things I can do, but I don't want to sack my Pyukumuku just yet because I can keep this for the Mawile to Soak, to Toxic, etc. So I do want to kind of keep this thing alive. So I swap out into my Sylveon on the roof. So I could have clicked Toxic there, and I believe if I click Toxic there, we could literally just stall his entire team, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, so I got Sylveon. I click High Voice. I want to keep him around 60% so my Starmie can revenge him with Ice Beam. I'm going to kind of speed this part up because this part is a bit of a stall fest. Oh, just kidding, not yet. Oh yeah, no it is. There, I go out into my Wobbuffet just to see what he has for the Wobbuffet. Is it U-turn? Is it sub? What does he have for the Wobbuffet? But it turns out he just discharges, which is kind of shocking because I could just Encore and Miracle a bunch of times to kill him. But anyways, stall fest going on right here. I don't really have a better play to do other than to try stalling out his discharges. I do stall out his discharges before he stalls out my, my protects, my wishes, my hyper voices. I do stall his recovers before then, and okay, there we go. Finally, he goes out to Nidoqueen after a bit of that stalling. So he goes out to Nidoqueen, and on Nidoqueen, my play is of course going Wobbuffet. Now, the only issue with me going Wobbuffet is if he predicts me to go Wobbuffet this turn, and if he's Life Orb and he clicks Shadow Ball. That is the only issue with this play, but I don't have another play because he's likely going to Poison Jab. But he goes for the sub, which is actually perfectly fine by me, especially since we see the Black Sludge recovery. So he's not Life Orb. He's not going to be able to 2-hit kill me, so I just click Encore. I don't want it to be able to switch up his moves between physical and special and, make me just waste my turn, make it be 50-50s every single turn. So I Encore to guarantee him going for a certain move that I can either counter or Miracle, as it turns out to be Poison Jab. And I get to just click counter. And this is going to basically finish off his Nidoqueen since he's locked in for 3 turns to click Poison Jab. That was turn 1. This is turn 2. And we're going to turn 3 where his Nidoqueen is now dead. And I am now in Custap range. But he has not seen an item from me. So this is where I feel like we had a misplay. He has not seen an item from me, but he's probably assuming, okay, maybe Colbur Berry for the Hydreigon, so we can Colbur Miracle on the Dark Pulse or a Colbur counter on the Crunch, something like that. So that's probably what he assumed. But honestly, last week, last week, in like week 5, I actually brought a, week 6, my bad, since this is week 7. I brought a Custap Wobbuffet with Destiny Bond. I bought the exact same set twice in a row, so he should have seen this coming. I feel like he did get a little bit impatient here as he goes out to his Hydreigon, as I eat my Custap, and as I click Destiny Bond. He goes ahead and clicks the Dark Pulse. His play was to taunt. I could have saved my Custap Destiny Bond, but I felt like, honestly, there's no reason to save it. I might as well just use it right now, as it turns out to work, and the Hydreigon goes down. His best play was to click taunt there, so I don't know. Even if he did click taunt, I would be able to struggle because he wouldn't be able to Dark Pulse next turn anyway, because if he did, then he would still die. So I don't know. I just feel like that was my best play, and I feel like he did misplay there a little bit. I believe that was also the turning point in this match, him losing his Hydreigon like that, because Hydreigon did a number on my team, especially if it was the Iron Tail for my Sylveon, as I'm paralyzed also. So I feel like that was the turning point in this match where he misplayed there, and now we have just full momentum against the rest of his team. We can Toxic the Zapdos, Toxic the Cresselia, and stall them out, and we have the Magneton for the Mawile that we haven't even touched yet. So now here's a very important turn. We Toxic the Zapdos as he doesn't go out to the Mawile. We Toxic the Zapdos as he reveals he's not Hidden Power Ground, and he's not hitting power fire either. So that means that my Magneton is likely to be able to set up on this thing unless he's Heat Wave, which he very well could be Heat Wave, but as long as he's not hitting power ground, you know, that's great information to have. That's just fantastic information to have. Also, he's toxic, so we get to stall him out now. I'm gonna go out to my Sylveon. I don't really have a it's a pretty easy switch out to Sylveon, as he just clicks hidden power once again. And like I said, I do believe he should have went out to Mawile there, but oh well, you know, it happens. He's gonna go out into the Cresselia now. As I go for the Wish, I get to go out into my Latias here, I believe. Yes, I go out to my Latias. I want to Toxic this Cresselia, because if I Toxic it, I literally stall out his Cresselia and his Zapdos with anything on my team. And by anything on my team, I mean my Pyukumuku, my Latias, or my Sylveon, mainly. He goes out into the Mawile. Now, Mawile in Trick Room is a bit of a threat. I should have predicted a Mawile switch, really should have, and just gone straight out to Pyukumuku, but there's really no reason to do that because he could have just Lunar Danced, which, you know, wouldn't have put me in a terrible position. I think this position is worse. But anyways, I switch out to my Pyukumuku as he goes out into the Mawile. He clicks the knockoff. It's going to do a lot of damage. Now, Pyukumuku does outspeed in Trick Room, so I just click Recover. I want to stall out his Trick Room a little bit as he swaps out knowing that Pyukumuku outspeeds. And Zapdos is in now. Now here, I did a bit of a misplay, I believe. I stayed in with my Pyukumuku rather than going out into the Sylveon. I believe that was a bit of a misplay. Yeah, so I do, and I discharge, and I end up losing more health. Now, yeah, Trick Room goes down, but I had a Sylveon switch, an easy Sylveon switch right there. So I should have done that. I'm not sure why I didn't. I do believe that was a misplay. Anyways, I got the Sylveon now. I eat up that discharge, and I just get to click Hyper Voice, or I click Wish here. Either way, they're both great plays. As I do click Baton Pass, actually. Okay, was Baton Pass the better play? I guess so. I guess Baton Pass is the better play. Anyways, I got Starmie, and I get to just Toxic this. I haven't revealed Toxic on Starmie yet. I only revealed Ice Beam and Psychic, and that I'm offensive, so he probably didn't expect the Toxic as he goes for the Trick Room. I believe I click Recover here. Do I? No, I swap out into my Sylveon. Okay. I believe Swap and Sylveon was a better play, yeah, since I don't really need Sylveon at this point. So I'm going to click Protect just to stall out a turn of Trick Room. If I got Paralyzed, that would of course suck. He reveals a Play Rough, showing that he probably doesn't have Iron Head to hit me, which is a bit of a shocker. But anyways, he doesn't have that. As he goes for the Play Rough, I live the Play Rough, and I get to just Wish here. I believe I click Baton. No, I click Protect. I click Protect here. I click Protect to keep my Sylveon alive and to finish his Trick Room. Because if Sylveon dies, I do go out to my Magneton. So that's why I was assuming maybe I Baton Pass, but I guess not. I get paralyzed here. And honestly, the rest of the battle is just kind of mind games. Now, the battle's not completely over yet, but it's kind of just like I need to make sure that Trick Room is not up when my Magneton goes in, because the Mawile can have Fire Fang, which OHKOs my Magneton. It can have, you know, Brick Break, which OHKOs my Magneton. Also, he crits my my Sylveon right there, which is really unfortunate. I got to my Starmie on that turn, because if he kills my Starmie, then I just go Magneton and I kill him. So I was fine with letting my Starmie die, since I just need my Latias to stall out the other two members of his team. Even Pyukumuku can likely stall out the other two members of his team. So I got to Latias, or I got Starmie, my bad, and I just clicked Ice Beam. As he's red card Cresselia, go out into my Magneton. I click Sub as he goes for the Trick Room. Now, if he has HP ground, he can break my Sub. So I just click Sub again, but it turns out he doesn't, and he goes out to the Zapdos, and I outspeed the Zapdos in the Trick Room and kill his Zapdos. And that is game at this point. It was a great game, honestly. I believe the end game was actually really close, because I did lose this match if he managed to kill something on my team with Trick Room still up, with, you know, at least one extra turn of Trick Room up. It would be really tricky for me to win this game, because I needed my Magneton to be in on the Mawile with Trick Room not up, so I outspeed him, and I can just Electrum Z him, kill. So I do believe the end game was very tricky, and the analyzing part of this game, I guess, probably wasn't too well. About a half-hour battle, and analyzing was terrible. Also, if you guys see the thing popping up, I'm sorry. I just need to check how long it's been. So that is the end of this battle. I do win 4-0. Magneton MVP, definitely. Analyzing part of this game, the biggest misplays in this match was Kersey staying in with Hydreigon and killing my my Wobbuffet. I was gonna say Pukemon. My Wobbuffet. I believe that was the turning point in this match. That was just such an important turn for him to lose his Hydreigon and my Wobbuffet to do so much work. Him not taunting was, I believe, the misplay. So that is gonna be the end of this. Let me know if you guys like these kinds of, you know, analytical stuff. I didn't do too great of a job, but it is my first time doing this, so I apologize. I do believe I identified some misplays. I identified some possibilities. There's a lot of things I think I did well, so I don't know. Things I did bad in this matchup. Honestly, I should have played Wobbuffet more safer, likely, but I didn't really need Wobbuffet anymore after getting rid of the Nidoqueen. I don't know. I feel like everyone on this team did their jobs. Maybe... I don't know. I feel like I did well in the end game also. I feel like I did well in the early game. The only thing, maybe I played Pyukumuku a little bad in this matchup. I played Pyukumuku a little bad. So, you know, things to learn. I don't have Pyukumuku on my team anymore, but things to learn. So that's going to be the end of this. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys want to see some more analytical stuff, I will do a better job, hopefully, next time. I hope. But yeah, that's going to be everything. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you guys think about the battle? What did you guys think about my commentary? Let me know everything. If you guys want to see some more IPA battles, let me know. If you guys want to sign up for IPA Season 7, go ahead and check out my Twitter. I did post a link for the applications, though they are likely closed by the time this video is uploaded, so I apologize. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Kersey for battling me. And I don't believe Kersey has any Twitter links or anything, so I probably will have anything in the description down below. But yeah, I'm talking way too fast. I just need to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that is everything. I love you, and goodbye.